In the heart of Chicago, where skyscrapers cast long shadows over bustling streets, Ella Harper balanced trays of steaming coffee and greasy plates at Benny's Diner. At 23, her life was a treadmill of double shifts, her dreams of college buried under medical bills from her mother's long battle with cancer. Her auburn hair, perpetually tied in a messy bun, framed a face that carried both exhaustion and a stubborn spark of hope. The diner's neon sign flickered outside, a beacon for late-night truckers and lonely souls, and Ella was its quiet anchor, serving kindness with every refill, even when her own heart felt empty. Across town, in a penthouse that gleamed with sterile opulence, Will Grayson Jr. stared out at the city from his wheelchair. At 25, the son of tech mogul Victor Grayson, his life was a gilded cage. A car accident at 16 had taken his legs and, it seemed, his spirit. His father's empire, Grayson Innovations, dominated the tech world, but Will's world was confined to physical therapy sessions and the cold efficiency of his caretaker, Margaret. His sharp blue eyes, once full of mischief, now dulled by isolation, scanned the city below, a place he felt disconnected from. His father's latest directive was clear: attend the company's charity gala at the Grand Meridian Hotel, a public display to humanize the Grayson brand. Will loathed the idea, knowing he'd be paraded like a prop. Ella's shift at Benny's was dragging into its 10th hour when the diner's bell chimed, and a man in a crisp suit entered, out of place among the cracked vinyl booths. He introduced himself as Thomas, Victor Grayson's assistant, and offered her a gig: serve at the Grayson Gala for triple her usual pay. "We need reliable hands," he said, eyeing her steady grip on a tray. Desperate for cash to cover her mother's lingering debts, Ella agreed, though the glitz of the event felt like a foreign planet. The night of the gala, the Grand Meridian's ballroom sparkled with chandeliers and ambition. Ella, in a borrowed black uniform, weaved through crowds of Chicago's elite, her tray of champagne flute steady despite her nerves. She noticed Will almost immediately, tucked in a corner, his wheelchair half hidden by a velvet curtain. His tailored tuxedo couldn't mask the slump in his shoulders or the way his gaze avoided the dance floor, where couples swayed to a live orchestra. Ella's heart tugged. She'd seen that look before, in her mother's eyes during her final days, Olmsted, a look of being trapped. During a quiet moment, Ella approached him with a glass of water. "You look like you could use a break from all this," she said softly, nodding at the glittering crowd. Will's head snapped up, startled. "I'm fine," he muttered, but his voice lacked conviction. Ella smiled, undeterred. "Mind if I sit?" She gestured to a chair nearby. He shrugged, which she took as a yes. "I'm Ella," she said, settling down. "This place is a lot." "Will," he replied, his tone clipped. "And yeah, it's a circus." She laughed, a warm sound that cut through his defenses. "A fancy one, though. You don't seem like you're enjoying the show." He glanced at her, surprised by her candor. "Not my scene. My father thinks it's good PR." Ella's eyes softened. "Must be tough, being here for someone else's agenda." Will's jaw tightened, but he didn't look away. "You have no idea." They talked, haltingly at first. Ella shared stories of the diner, her mother's illness, her dreams of studying literature someday. Will listened, his guarded walls softening. He admitted he used to love dancing, before the accident. "I was good too," he said, a ghost of a smile flickering. "Now, this chair's my partner." Ella tilted her head, studying him. "You know, a chair doesn't stop you from moving to the music." He scoffed. "Right. I'm not exactly Fred Astaire." The orchestra struck up a slow waltz, and Ella's eyes lit up. "Come on," she said, standing. "Dance with me." Will stared, incredulous. "You're joking." "I can't." "You can," she insisted, her voice gentle but firm. "I'll lead." Before he could protest, she took his hands, her touch warm and steady. The crowd parted, curious, as she guided his wheelchair onto the dance floor. Ella moved with quiet confidence, spinning his chair in time with the music, her laughter infectious. Will's face transformed shock, then a hesitant grin. For the first time in years, he felt alive, not invisible. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Victor Grayson, watching from the sidelines, froze. His son, the boy he'd written off as broken, was laughing, his face alight. Ella, oblivious to the stares, leaned in. "See? You've got moves." The music swelled, and so did Will's courage. He took control, guiding the chair with surprising grace, Ella matching his rhythm. The room blurred away. It was just them, the music, and a moment of freedom. When the song ended, applause erupted, but Will only saw Ella's proud smile. The next day, Ella returned to Benny's, her heart full. She didn't expect to see Will again, But a week later, he rolled into the diner, alone. "Thought you might need a coffee," he said, his old smirk resurfacing. They talked for hours, the diner's hum fading around them. Will confessed he'd started designing adaptive tech at Grayson Innovations, inspired by their dance. "You made me realize I'm still here," he said, his voice thick. Months passed, and their bond grew. Coffee dates, late-night talks, shared dreams. Will's designs revolutionized accessibility, earning him respect beyond his father's shadow. Ella enrolled in night classes, her passion reignited. One evening, under Chicago's starry sky, Will took her hand. "You changed my life, Ella." That dance, it wasn't just a moment. Ella squeezed his hand, tears in her eyes. "You changed mine, too." Their story spread, a quiet tale of kindness that sparked hope in millions. A poor waitress and a disabled CEO's son, two souls who found each other in a dance, proving that humanity's light shines brightest in the darkest corners.